Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into Chapter 3 of Democratic Politics, exploring gender, religion, and caste. We're going to unpack exactly how social differences are expressed in a democracy and figure out whether bringing these differences into politics is actually healthy or harmful for our society. It's a fascinating topic, so let's get right into it. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with social divisions in democracy generally. Then we'll break down the gender divide, explore communal politics, discuss India's secular state, unpack the unique dynamics of caste, and finally, check your understanding.
All right, Section 1, Social Divisions in Democracy.
So, does social diversity threaten our democracy? It's a super common misconception to think that having different groups in a society will just automatically tear a country apart. But as we're going to see today, expressing social differences politically is not only possible, it's sometimes highly desirable. A really healthy democratic system doesn't try to erase our differences. Instead, it actually gives everyone a platform to express their unique needs and demands. Moving on to Section 2, the gender divide, specifically focusing on the boundaries between public and private. Let's look at this public-private divide. For generations, boys and girls have been brought up with a massive stereotype. The idea is that women belong in the private sphere doing unpaid housework, while men belong in the public sphere doing paid work. But here's the thing. This isn't based on biology at all. It's purely a social expectation. I mean, think about it. When cooking or tailoring are paid jobs in hotels or factories, men readily take them on. And women are working outside constantly, right? From fetching fuel in villages to working corporate jobs in cities. Yet despite this massive contribution, their work is so often unpaid and undervalued. But women definitely didn't just sit back and accept this. This powerful image from Bengal perfectly captures that pushback, beautifully affirming women's strength. All over the world, women organized and agitated for equal rights, including the fundamental right to vote. And you know what this proves? It proves that the political expression of a social division, like gender, can fundamentally improve public life. Just look around at the women thriving today as scientists, doctors, and engineers. Now, you absolutely need to lock this definition into your memory. A feminist is simply a woman or a man who believes in equal rights and opportunities for women and men. It really is that simple. And political mobilization based on this feminist ideal has drastically improved women's roles globally. For example, in Scandinavian countries like Sweden, Norway, and Finland, the participation of women in public life is remarkably high, precisely because those societies have strongly embraced this equality. Okay, shifting gears to Section 3, religion and communal politics. Let's start with the positive side of things. Gandhiji used to say that politics must be guided by ethics drawn from religion. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is that he wasn't talking about one specific religion, like Hinduism or Islam. He meant that the universal moral values that inform all religions should be what guides our politics. We see this today when human rights groups demand protection for religious minorities, or when women's movements demand that discriminatory family laws across all religions be made equitable. This is religion and politics mixing in a healthy, constructive way to actually stop oppression. But what happens when religion turns into an exclusive political weapon? What happens when religion is seen as the one and only basis of the nation? Well, let's look at a critical term that defines this exact danger. This brings us to the dark side, which is communalism. It's the fundamentally flawed belief that religion is the exclusive basis of a social community. Communal politics happens when one religion is presented as superior to all others. It happens when state power is used to dominate, and when followers of different religions are actively pitted against each other. It completely ignores the beautiful, diverse voices that exist inside every single community. So, how does this actually build into real-world actions? Well, communalism routinely shows up in everyday prejudices and stereotypes that are sometimes so common we barely even notice them. From there, it can escalate into a quest for political dominance, like majoritarian role or demands for a separate state. We see it when politicians use sacred symbols, emotional appeals, or even fear to gather votes. And of course, it can culminate in its absolute ugliest form, communal violence, riots, and massacres, much like the tragic events during partition. Section 4. India's secular state solution. Knowing these immense dangers, how did the makers of our Constitution protect our democracy? They brilliantly designed a secular state. They made it crystal clear there is no official religion for the Indian state. Unlike Buddhism in Sri Lanka or Islam in Pakistan, our state doesn't elevate one special religion. The Constitution provides every single individual the freedom to profess, practice, and propagate any religion they choose, or to not follow any at all. Plus, it explicitly prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion. Secularism isn't just some political party's ideology, guys. It is the very bedrock of India.
Section 5. Caste, a two-way street.
Pretty much all societies have some kind of division of labor, but the caste system is an extreme, hereditary form of this, which was historically sanctioned by rituals. It was based on the brutal exclusion of and discrimination against outcast groups, leading to the truly inhuman practice of untouchability. Now, bold social reformers and political leaders, people like Jyotiba Phule, Gandhi, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and Periyar Ramaswamy Naicker, they fought tirelessly against this injustice. Today, thanks to their incredible efforts, along with large-scale urbanization, the growth of literacy, and occupational mobility, these old notions of caste hierarchy are finally, slowly breaking down. But make no mistake, caste still plays a highly complex role in modern politics. It's a really crucial two-way street. First, you have caste in politics. This is when political parties target specific caste vote banks and nominate candidates to win elections. But second, you have politics in caste. This is when caste groups themselves politicize, joining up with other groups to form coalitions and negotiate for power. There are positives and negatives here. The positive? Disadvantaged communities like Dalits and OBCs gain a vital space to demand their rightful share of power and dignity. The negative? Obsessing over caste can completely divide us and distract from other pressing issues like poverty, development, and corruption.
All right, Section 6, check your understanding. We have covered some serious ground today. Let's put your conceptual mastery to the test with a few exercises straight from your NCERT textbook.
Here's question 9. We need to identify the correct statements that define the flawed meaning of communal politics. Remember, communal politics is that dark side we talked about. So, does it believe one religion is superior? Yes. Does it think people of different religions naturally live happily together? No. Does it think followers of a particular religion constitute one uniform community? Yes. And finally, does it believe state power cannot be used for domination? No, it absolutely wants to use state power to establish domination. Spot on. The correct answer is option C. Communalism wrongly assumes statement A, that one religion is superior, and statement C, that its followers naturally have the exact same interests and constitute one unified community. Moving to question 10. Which of these statements about India's constitution is completely wrong? Think back to our breakdown of the secular state. Which of these options violates that fundamental principle? Exactly. Statement B is completely false. As we learned, our constitution ensures there is absolutely no official religion in India. That is the bedrock of our secularism. Options A, C, and D are all proud true features of our constitution. And finally, question 11. Fill in the blank. Social divisions based on blank are peculiar to India. We covered 3 massive divisions today: gender, religion, and this third one. Which one did we say is a social inequality uniquely special to our Indian society? The answer is caste. You guys crushed it. We've seen today how gender, religion, and caste interact with our democracy. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's dangerous, but often it's the only way marginalized voices actually get heard. So here's a final thought to leave you with. If a truly healthy democracy doesn't hide its social differences, but instead gives everyone an equal voice to express them, how can you use your voice to make our society more equal? Think about it. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you in the next explainer.